Blessed Good Friday, friends. Good Friday is the second of the great 3 days, the Holy Triduum, that we observe during Holy Week in church. If you haven't been able to watch my video with the stories about Maundy Thursday, I invite you to go to our YouTube channel, Grace Happens, and watch that first. Then come back and we'll hear the stories of Good Friday. I'm going to be reading them from the Spark Story Bible. I'm thankful to 1517 Media for the permission to read from this Bible to you today. You can get your own copy of this and all of their other products at augsburgfortress.com. This is what happened on Good Friday. The priests were mad at Jesus and wanted to get rid of him. "What will happen to us if people follow Jesus?" they grumbled. So they made a plan. "Let's take Jesus to the governor, Pontius Pilate. He can get rid of Jesus." When Pontius Pilate saw Jesus, he asked, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus didn't answer. Pilate thought kings ruled over countries and people, but Jesus knew that his power was about loving God. Jesus' kingdom was not the same. Pilate was frustrated. Some people wanted to kill Jesus, but Pilate didn't think Jesus had done anything wrong. Pilate didn't want any trouble, and so he handed Jesus over to the people. The priest smiled. Soon Jesus would be gone. Jesus knew that he would die, but that wouldn't be the end of the story. Jesus knew God's plan too. It was a very sad day when Jesus died. The soldiers who had arrested Jesus teased him for pretending to be a king. They took his clothes and put a king's purple cloak on him. They made a crown of vines with sharp thorns and put it on Jesus' head. Ouch. The soldiers made Jesus carry a heavy wooden cross. The cross was too heavy for him. Jesus fell and skinned his knees, and the cross tumbled to the ground. A man in the crowd carried the cross the rest of the way. The soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the cross. They raised Jesus' cross up on a hill between two other men. The other men were thieves, and they were being crucified too. One of the men was angry with Jesus. "If you are a powerful king, can't you save yourself? Why don't you save us too?" The man spat at Jesus. But the other thief believed in Jesus. He shouted back, "Don't you know who this is? This is God's Son. He hasn't done anything wrong. We're being punished for our mistakes, but Jesus shouldn't be here." The man turned to Jesus and asked, "Will you take me to heaven with you?" Jesus looked at the man and loved him. Jesus told him, "Yes, today we will be in heaven together." After a while, the world grew dark, as if a terrible thunderstorm was coming. It was as if all of creation was crying because Jesus was about to die. Jesus was feeling all alone and prayed to see if God was still there. Of course, God never left Jesus. God was with Jesus the whole time. Jesus looked at the crowd. He was so sad that people didn't believe that he was God's son. He asked God to forgive them for killing him. The soldiers offered him some sour wine, but he didn't want to drink it. He was ready to die. Finally, Jesus had fought for long enough. He said, "God, the work you gave me to do here is finished." He breathed a final, long, slow breath, and then he died. That's the story of Good Friday. It might seem strange that we called it good, but we do so because of the rest of the story. But I'm not going to tell you that part right now. I invite you to come back to hear the rest of the story at the end of our celebration of the 3 days as we begin to celebrate Easter. You can join me at 7 p.m. on Saturday night for our Easter Vigil, or for our Easter Sunday worship service at 9:45 a.m. on Sunday morning. Both of those are on Zoom. Also, come back then to hear the rest of the story. I'll read the end of it on another video.